Hi guys, welcome back. Today's video we will discuss what is meant by acceleration, how to find the acceleration and solve some numerical problems. First we discussed velocity as we have discussed in the last video. Velocity of an object is its speed in given direction. For example, the bicycle moving with speed 22 meter per second toward east direction. Bicycle have magnitude and direction, so it's vector quantity. So we can say that the bicycle moving with velocity 22 meter per second. And the velocity of the body bicycle changes according to the time. Then we say that it is acceleration. For example, in 22 meter per on the velocity 22 meter per second in 2 seconds, or 23 meter per second in 1 second, or 24 meter per second in 3 seconds. Velocity may increase or decrease. What is acceleration? The velocity of an object changes in a given time, or rate of change in velocity is called acceleration. Basically, the acceleration means how quickly or slowly something moving. We understand acceleration through graph more deeply. So in the first graph, we see that acceleration changing. At the first point, you see the velocity increasing with short time. So the body accelerating more fast. So the acceleration increasing, but at the end point you see the velocity of an object decreasing. So acceleration decreasing mean the deceleration reducing. In this graph we can see the velocity change with equal intervals of time. So this graph shows the constant acceleration. We discuss one more graph to understand the difference between acceleration and deceleration. You see, this arrow shows the body accelerating from 0 to 8 meter per second. But at 8 meter per second, with the time interval between 2 and 6, the body moving with constant velocity 8 meter per second. After that, the body moving downward, the opposite direction of the first direction. So deceleration produce. Deceleration basically equal to the negative acceleration, and the velocity of the body changes its direction is mean the body have negative velocity. Same, and the body moves the direction, we say that deceleration producing. Basically, deceleration is equal to negative acceleration. Now we see the formula from where we can find the acceleration. Acceleration unit meter per second square, average velocity meter per second time second. We use this formula to find the acceleration. V represents the final velocity, u represents the initial velocity. So change in velocity is equal to v minus u. We use an other equation to find the acceleration according to the data we have given in the question. So second equation is 2as is equal to v square minus u square. V final velocity, u represents the initial velocity, s is equal to displacement. For example, bus traveling with velocity, initial velocity 12 meter per second, final velocity 30 meter per second in 30 seconds. Calculate the acceleration of the car. So we use the formula acceleration is equal to change in velocity over time. Change in velocity, final velocity minus initial velocity. So acceleration meter per second is equal to 0.60 meter per second. Acceleration in 30 seconds is equal to 0.60 meter per second square. The second example we will take, biker moves with velocity 12 meter per second. After 20 seconds, he applied the brakes and velocity reduced to zero. Find the deceleration. So change in velocity is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity. Initial velocity minus 12 meter per second. Acceleration is equal to minus 60 meter per second square. So it is deceleration because the velocity of the body decreases. The body slow down. Another equation we have seen before, 2ax is equal to v square minus u square. When we have the question, a ball is thrown upward from the ground at an initial speed of 14 meter per second. What is the maximum height the ball will reach? Ignore air resistance. Here, the acceleration is equal to gravitational acceleration in this case. The fixed value is 9.8 meter per second square or 10 meter per second square. We need to find the height of the ball. Displacement. We represent the displacement x or s. We see that the final velocity of the ball is zero when reach the maximum height. But at the height, ball change the direction. So the acceleration is equal to negative x gravitational acceleration minus 10 meter per second square. So x is equal to, we need to put the values, minus 196 by minus 20 because the gravitational acceleration is equal to minus 10 meter per second square. We have the height, x is equal to 9.8 meter. Hope you enjoying this lecture. We will discuss the distance time graph and the velocity time graph